Welcome to the Ring Generals podcast, our fourth edition as the Ring Generals. I'm Nick Nenad.
And I'm Eric.
And I'm the RKJ Man.
And we got three awesome topics for you today. We got a full show on tap. Our triple threat topics are Elimination Chamber predictions. Obviously, the pay-per-view is this Sunday. We have to talk about it. We're also going to be talking about the 65-minute man, Seth Rollins, and how Raw booked that last show.
CrossFit Jesus blessed us.
Essentially having one match be 2 hours of the entire show.
That's a lot of endurance for Seth Rollins right there, man.
Absolutely. And the third topic is going to be Monday Night Raw next week because we're actually going to it. The Ring Generals will be at Monday Night Raw.
The night
on
after
Monday.
Elimination Chamber.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
that's big.
We're going to discuss what we're going to do and how that Raw is going to try to shape out.
And also this time,
go ahead.
And also this time discussing it in person, like watching Raw in person instead of just watching it from like the TV point of view. So now we get to see what it's like. I've been to like 2 shows already.
You've only been to TNA shows.
Yeah, TNA shows, Bound for Glory, which Bound for Glory happens to be WrestleMania. Like to them, that's their WrestleMania pay-per-view. Still, it was an awesome experience, and I know for you, Nick, you've been to like the big ones. And you've been to
WrestleMania.
Yeah, you've been to WrestleMania, so that's a big one right there. And you've been to Monday Night Raw too. So this will be my first Raw event for the WWE.
Yes.
And for the RKJ Man, you've been
I'm a
first time, right?
first time.
First timer
virgin.
over here.
I'm a virgin.
Virgin Monday Night Raw over here.
I'm a virgin to all this thing.
Well, you're gonna like it, man.
I can't wait, man.
But
I'm breaking my cherry on Monday night.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's funny. We'll talk about that later in the show, though. We're going to start with last week's Raw, though, because, wow, what a crazy Raw that was. I don't think I've ever seen a Monday Night Raw like that. 2 hours, one match. Pretty much the whole show was based on that 7-man gauntlet match, and Seth Rollins goes 65 minutes and beats John Cena and Roman Reigns.
Get that boy some wheatgrass right now.
Damn, man, I gotta say that match was. What I loved about Raw was that they started off the show with pure action. It was awesome, even though they were gonna start the show with, Roman Reigns cutting a promo, but they didn't waste any time to get to the action. So I'm happy about that. And there was like no silly backstage segments or any, like any joke or anything like that. It was awesome. That's how you start off a show like that, and it's pretty cool that they did that. And Seth, you got to give credit to that guy, even though he went through almost like an hour, right? Almost
65 minutes.
65 minutes,
No,
yeah.
He went an hour and 5 minutes.
The 65-minute man,
Yeah,
y'all.
65 minutes, and he beat 2 of the top guys, Roman Reigns and John Cena. And he went up against Elias. A good effort against Elias. He was just exhausted, and so Elias just beat him with that drifter. I think that's the name of the move that he does, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
The drift away?
Drift away.
away.
Yeah,
There it
drift
is.
away. So, yeah, and give credit to Elias. He seeked the opportunity and beat Seth, a top guy. So I give credit to Elias as well.
I think it was a fantastic match, and Seth Rollins beating Roman Reigns, that was a little bit of a surprise for me. I did not expect that. And then Seth Rollins coming out there and beating John Cena. Both matches were top-notch in psychology. Like, we haven't yet to talk about this here on the Ring Journals podcast, but psychology in any type of match, that you're working on in professional wrestling is huge. And you could see it. Roman Reigns, he has his mentality of I'm cocky, I'm arrogant, I'm the top dog, I'm better than you, Seth. And Seth Rollins played the underdog role perfectly. And then he even he put it up into another level. He took it to another level when he went up against John Cena in the next match. And I thought John Cena played the heel perfectly in that matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Telling him to give up, telling him to stay down, begging the referee to stop the match, let him continue on. And then what I also liked is afterwards. First of all, I liked the segments they had in between the gauntlet match where they were interviewing him.
Exactly.
It gave it like
was
a
cool.
real like
John
feel.
Cena's interview was it sounded legitimate.
It sounded legitimate and it sounded heelish too. And I like it. Now, do I think John Cena's turning heel? No. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't see that
It's not
happening,
going to happen. It's not going to happen.
He's somewhat turning heel because I think I know what's going to happen at WrestleMania.
Well, thanks to the fans, they're kind of trying to make him heel. But I think to Ryan's point is that I don't really see Cena going heel. He said it in a podcast with Jericho. I think the live podcast that he had a couple years ago, and Cena, they were contemplating him turning heel, but Cena, he was gonna do it until he noticed the number of the impact that he had for fans. So yeah, I don't see Cena going heel anytime soon. I don't see that happening.
I just think if Roman Reigns was universally loved by everyone, then you could turn John Cena heel, because you would have that perfect anti-hero. You would have that perfect heel versus babyface dynamic that you would need. You need a perfect heel to rise up against John Cena. But unfortunately, because you don't have Roman Reigns being universally loved by everybody here, you're going to have a situation where John Cena is going to be that top guy until that babyface comes along who can captivate the audience, who everybody can get behind. Then they can slowly be like, okay, John Cena's fading out. Let's fade him out. Let's turn him into a heel in his last little bit part of his career, just kind of like Hulk Hogan when you had Hulk Hogan and Sting. But I just don't see it right now in the main roster. But we could be getting that with Seth Rollins. I mean, you have to think, him going 65 minutes like this, look at all the records he broke. Number one, he beat John Cena and Shawn Michaels for the longest match on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, which Michael Cole incorrectly, he didn't even mention that match when he talked about hour-long matches in Raw history.
Yeah.
He didn't mention it. And I was like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, I think Cole needs to get his facts straight.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
God
with
damn
him.
it, Cole.
Hate to say it.
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes listening to them, it doesn't make any sense,
Yeah,
But
and another thing is, I think what also kind of gets me tired is that, don't you guys realize that, or whenever you listen to the broadcast, haven't you noticed that Michael Cole has been like saturating us and making us like, if you haven't got the chance, make sure to subscribe to the network.
he has to do that. That's Vince McMahon.
I know, but he kept doing it every single time. Whenever what is it? JoJo ever makes like she ever announces the wrestlers' entrances and the name.
By the way, I'm never tired of seeing JoJo.
That's for sure. Only you, man. Only coming from you.
Only you.
Only you would say that. Right?
Me and Bray Wyatt.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired.
Allegedly.
But yeah, like what I'm saying is that I think that Cole has been like saturating us with the network. Keep on,
I don't think that's Cole though. I think that's coming from the back.
Could be that
McMahon,
pressure.
Sir.
I think probably like a lot of pressure from the back too, and it's more of a commercial thing more than even talking about the match itself. So that's one of my biggest complaints right there. Just they put too much commercial on the network, and then the match itself.
Hey, but getting back to the Monday Night Raw thing, or excuse me, Monday Night Rollins.
Yep.
I mean, the 65-minute man. What's so great about Seth Rollins and the performance he put on was that nobody was expecting it. Nobody was like pushing it, but they had kind of like set the seeds for it the week before with him coming out doing this promo, and it's interesting too because I've always had Seth Rollins in the back of my mind as that top guy who could push Roman Reigns, that guy who just needed just a little bit more. He needed a little bit more. I don't know what he was missing. He was missing some type of charisma, something, but I knew he had it in the ring. But sometimes I just wouldn't see it until I saw it this week with the 65 minutes he stayed in that ring on Raw. It was just pure. It was an outright classic. And they still protected Roman Reigns, though, and John Cena. I mean, that's the thing. Roman Reigns got rolled up, right?
Kind of John Cena. I mean, he took a finisher and lost.
Yeah,
with that curb stomp, right?
Yeah, John Cena did get curb stopped, and I'm glad they brought that back, too. But y'all remember the whole Burn It Down commercial for the WWE 2K game Seth Rollins did?
Yep.
I felt like that was the start of his rise, his ascension up to this point now. The question I have then is, does this change the plans going in the Elimination Chamber? I don't think so. I know a lot of people are speculating that maybe it could be a triple threat between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 34. But I think that would be a terrible idea to do that all over again 3 years removed.
Yeah, that's the thing right there. Do you think that going to the Elimination Chamber, do you think that Roman and Rollins, when they get into the chamber and they tire themselves out, and after that they're going to double pin each other, and then they have no choice but to put them in the main event at WrestleMania?
I don't think that's going to happen for one, we just saw that a few weeks ago with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. That's how we got to this 7-man Elimination Chamber mess.
Yeah.
2, that's happened a lot in the
Yeah.
WWE over the past few years.
I know. It's
3, the Elimination Chamber is made to be a conclusive, decisive finish to WrestleMania. Like, it's this, you have your number one contender going into WrestleMania. You can't stop it. You can't do anything else. You can't change it. You know, that's why the Elimination Chamber is there, to set up either the champion going into WrestleMania or the number one contender going into WrestleMania, depending on who won the Royal Rumble, you know, at the previous pay-per-view. So, I mean, to do that, for me, would be a complete waste of time. My only issue is this. If you're not going to push Seth Rollins to the main event at WrestleMania, why have him do this 65-minute match?
Well, how do you know he's not?
Come on, man. We all see it.
I don't see it.
Stevie Wonder can see it.
Come on. He can't see anything, man.
Yeah, he can see it, though. He can see this,
He can
man.
maybe sense it, but he can't see it.
He can sense it. He can see it, too, man.
Great artist.
Roman Reigns is going to main event against Brock Lesnar. As much as all of us don't want it to happen, and there are millions of people around the world who are praying to God that it doesn't happen. It's going to happen. Roman Reigns is facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and he's going to win. So let's just get that out of our mindsets right now. Okay?
I'm not getting that out of my mindset. I want someone else to win.
It's
I want something else to happen.
Unless these steroid allegations come true, which you don't want to talk about, Nick. You want to talk about these
well,
steroid
because they're
allegations.
allegations. They're not actually.
Hey, man.
Here's the thing, guys. I looked up Roman Reigns on the internet, and nothing came about steroid allegations until I typed in steroid allegations. If they were actual, true allegations, they'd be the first story that would come up when you typed in his name.
You know, and
when you typed in Paige a couple months ago, you knew what came up.
Yeah, that is
It
true.
wasn't Paige, wrestler from the WWE. It was Paige. And you guys can just look it up yourselves.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's still the
we're
number
not-
one. It's still the number one thing. That and the movie that The Rock's making about her.
We're not we're not promoting that.
So-
all right, we're not promoting either. But look, I mean, we just need to come to the fact that Roman Reigns is going to be facing Brock Lesnar. So where does that leave Seth Rollins?
So are you saying we shouldn't even watch the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view then?
I mean,
if it's predictable.
it's predictable.
I don't think it's predictable. I think there still could be like 3 or 4 guys to win this
We
match.
had this conversation about the Royal Rumble, and the people who I said pretty much won.
That's not true.
Well,
I said Shinsuke
how can
Nakamura and
more
Asuka.
than one person win the Royal Rumble?
I said
right?
Shinsuke Nakamura and Asuka. I told them they were number one.
Well-
you told me 3 or 4 people.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, like, you have a lot of guys who would main event WrestleMania, but out of all the guys, it has to be Roman. So if Roman is going into WrestleMania and face Brock Lesnar, what does that leave for Cena and Seth Rollins and Finn Balor and Braun Strowman and Elias? What's going to leave guys like them? What are they going to do at WrestleMania?
I love how you just left out the Miz. And didn't even
Oh, yeah.
put it in.
Oh,
Like, who
well,
cares?
I don't know what's going on with the Miz because he got a baby on the way.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So-
Interesting. Yeah, good point. actually.
He's like right now, like in, I don't want to say limbo, but like I feel like with Miz, it's like, I know Miz wants to
Watch him win the match on Sunday.
Dude, he would get destroyed against Brock Lesnar. He would get killed against Brock Lesnar. Like we said last week, you want to see a killing on live television?
Oh yeah, I did say that about like, do you guys want to see Alexa Bliss take on Brock Lesnar?
That would be
In some ways, I'd like to see that. In some ways, I wouldn't.
that would be murder.
How about
They
you?
would be calling the police.
The
How about
Me
you?
Too movement would be going nuts.
Yeah.
How about you?
Me too.
How about you, Ryan? You versus Brock Lesnar.
How about you versus Alexa Bliss?
Which one? Pick
Who
your one.
wins? I got Alexa. I got Alexa.
Alexa.
Yeah. I can't beat that 5 feet of Furio.
No,
look-
but so back to Raw, as we're getting a little bit on Elimination Chamber. But back to Raw, I did like how they did get everybody over in that match, though. You look at it just from the beginning. Roman Reigns gets rolled up. That's whatever. You lose the match, but you get rolled up. He loses nothing in that match. Also went like 20 minutes before that. John Cena looked really good.
By the way, Roman Reigns can work.
Who's denying that?
Yeah, that boy can work.
No, pretty much all of these guys in this match can work, which is great. But then you have John Cena. John Cena's over enough. He's always going to be over, you know what I'm saying? So you don't need to really push him as much. But even Elias getting the pin over Seth Rollins is big. It puts him over a little bit. Plus his promo he hit saying that, well, this is what he's going to do in the Elimination Chamber. He's going to pick up the scraps. He doesn't need to work that hard. That gets him over. Who came out fourth? Was it
Miz. Oh no, Finn
Finn
Balor.
Balor?
Finn Balor.
Yeah, Finn Balor looked over.
Curious case of Finn Balor, man.
Well, Finn Balor gets a pin over Elias, straight finish, wins the match. Miz gets a straight pin over Finn Balor. I know there was distraction,
thanks,
but he gets
thanks
but
to
he
his
still
entourage.
hit a finisher and won the match. It wasn't like he rolled him up or anything like that.
Then he gets his ass kicked by Braun Strowman.
But he actually looked good at times against Braun Strowman. Actually hit offense. Actually hit the skull crushing finale. Actually,
that
multiple
is true.
times had him in the corner kicking the hell out of him and stuff. So everybody looked good after this match, which is great booking for a pay-per-view. And I just thought this Raw was booked almost as perfect as you possibly could going into a pay-per-view that they're saying a lot of people are not going to right now. And a lot of people aren't too hyped on. So I thought just Raw did a masterful job on everything they did Monday night.
You know, I'm torn because on one side of the scale, while I enjoyed the wrestling part of Monday Night Raw, 2 hours of action's great. The other side of me says, how did you build up the Elimination Chamber? What makes me motivated to see if all 7 guys are facing each other in this normal gauntlet match? What motivates me to want to see Elimination Chamber? Besides the fact, it's going to
the winner goes to WrestleMania. That's why.
I mean, the winner goes to WrestleMania. We all know, that. But they're just giving away these matches on live television. Where is the storyline development? I'll give you a great example.
No, they showed.
Hold on.
This is what they did though. They showed that everybody in the match has a legitimate chance. That everyone in this match can go 15, 20 minutes, and really can beat anybody. Anybody can beat anybody except for Braun Strowman, pretty much. Which is why I still think he can win the match. Who the hell is going to pin Braun Strowman? If you can't give me that answer, then there's no way you could say.
It's got to be a fluke pin. It's got to be one of those pins. We've seen it before.
Or maybe a double team, maybe.
Yeah, Big Show. Somebody's going to jump off the top of the pods and body slam, go cross body on him and roll him up.
You got to do something to really take him down. At least throw him into one of the glass pods or maybe.
No, he's going to throw somebody else in the glass pod.
Yeah.
I think he's going to throw somebody through the Elimination Chamber fence, chain link.
Oh, the chain?
Yeah. I think it should be the Miz.
I should just Elias.
Do you think
through that cage?
Or Finn Balor, just because it'll be entertaining to me.
Do you think Miz will go through? Do you think that?
I don't know, man. I'm sorry on Finn Balor.
A lot of hate on Finn Balor.
Jeez, man. Do you think that Miz will go through something so horrible that he will have to miss WrestleMania in order to see,
quote unquote
child
miss WrestleMania like Jason Jordan?
Yeah, and
that's legit, bro.
Is that legit?
That's an 8 to 12 month neck injury, man.
That's too bad. Not really. I could care less.
Didn't they have plans for him for WrestleMania, Jason Jordan?
Well, whatever plans they weren't going to be that good. So I'm glad.
No, it was going to be him versus Seth Rollins. I think at WrestleMania.
Here's the thing.
Because
of Jason Jordan, we got a 65-minute match from Seth Rollins on Monday. So
thank
Jason
you,
Jordan,
Jason.
stay away as long as possible.
Yeah,
thank you, Jason Jordan. No, don't say that. We miss you, Jason Jordan. Thank you.
I do not miss Jason Jordan.
We miss Kurt Angle's son, man. Don't
oh yeah, because Kurt Angle was pretty pissed off about how we as fans dislike Jason.
Kurt Angle didn't even show up on Raw last Monday. I think that's
2
the
weeks
first time
ago
since he got named GM.
It was a freaking 2-hour gauntlet match.
You
can't randomly go around making matches because
he's just they just took over the show, so now I got to make a match.
Yeah.
But no, Raw was great. And anything we want to add to it?
The thing.
What do you guys think about this? Well, I don't know if this is a prediction, but what do you think about the way they've built the women's match?
I think it's been awful.
Okay.
I think
they just expand though.
Yeah, 2 by 2 by 2. The way I see it is you got teams. You got Bayley and Sasha.
That's how I see it.
You got Absolution. Now you got Mickey and Alexa. What's the point? What is the point? We know Alexa is gonna find some way to weasel out. To me, Alexa, and I was thinking about this morning.
Don't try not to predict though.
Hold on, Alexa is the female JBL. In my opinion, she is the female JBL. She can hold on to her title as long as she can by manipulating people, getting through, but in the worst matches possible, but finding a way, some way, somehow at the end to keeping that title until somebody comes along who can just outright beat her, and she cannot beat her.
Yeah, but she's not hated by people because JBL
because she's hot.
Right.
Can't hate someone that's that hot.
Yeah.
Right. But Bradshaw, he got hated because of his feud with Eddie. Because of some of the things that he said to Eddie.
And that feud was well ahead of its time.
Yeah,
now.
Looking at it. And so Alexa, it's kind of hard to, hate her. I wouldn't hate her at all. Like,
well, the problem is WWE with them is that they put her on Total Divas.
Yeah, and you
then
get like
she's like the nicest person.
like
ever.
a different like a different side of her, you know.
Yeah.
So
we all know it's like, oh, this is just an act.
yeah. So Alexa, I think she's doing pretty good as far as like being like I guess you can say like the female version of JBL. So you know, do you think that she's gonna come out victorious at the chamber match?
Well, let's not predict because we're not in that segment.
We're not.
But what do you think about the way they've built it? The women's matchup.
I feel like there's no lead. Like I haven't been really paying attention to it.
See,
like
that's,
it hasn't really.
That's the answer right there. That he doesn't even care.
It hasn't really like caught my attention. Yeah, some of the matches are pretty good. I mean, I'll give them that. But as far as storyline wise, there's not much of a build up, as I think, as I thought. Alexa, I'll say this: like she does deliver pretty good promos. She does good mic skills. I think just storyline wise, it's just not as impactful or effective as I thought. So I think that's my take on what I think with the storyline with the women's division.
Yeah, no, I don't think they built it that well either. I do like the team aspect of it, but this was nowhere near built like the Royal Rumble was for the women. Like
I don't even think the Royal Rumble was built well. I just
well,
think
no,
the
but
WWE
it was built up to where we were like, oh, we need to see this women's Royal Rumble. We need to see what happens.
All the WWE did with the Royal Rumble was saying this is first time ever you get 2 Royal Rumble matches, and that buys you in. For me personally, because
2 elimination chambers.
We saw history being made last month, and then we're seeing this elimination chamber, and it just doesn't feel as good and as important as the Royal Rumble because it doesn't have the superstar power that it should have. You know, I wish we had Nia Jax in this, but apparently she's facing Asuka. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. You know, it's a complete disaster to me. You know, to me, the WWE is it's complete opposite with me.
Complete disaster.
What they do is they fail to book well on their weekly television shows, but they give you what you want on your pay-per-views when you're least expecting it. So you're going in thinking, oh, this pay-per-view is going to suck because the booking's been bad. Then the pay-per-view is fantastic. And then you think, oh, the booking's been fantastic. This pay-per-view is going to be great.
That's why you got to watch every single pay-per-view.
No.
But that's what WWE wants you to do.
Yeah, that's what they want me to do.
Subscribe to the WWE Network only for $9.99.
You pay that $9.99, homie.
No, but
until they raise the price.
Hey man, when they raise the price, man, like Netflix, I'm jumping ship. I'm jumping ship, and then I'm getting.
I already caught Hulu,
and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get my parents on it, and I'll be like, hey. Sign me up for a free month, and I'm just gonna keep going through. I'm just gonna keep going through.
Just don't even tell them. Just have it be like $10 a month.
Yeah.
Your dad's wondering, oh, why is it $10 a month every week for this WB thing?
Yeah.
Dad, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I have no clue.
Whatever it is, just don't put it on my credit card.
Yeah, don't put it on there.
No, but yeah. So we'll before we start getting into predictions, because I know we want to get into predictions, we're gonna move on to Eric's indie segment. Here, we're going to switch topics.
What is it, the indie update,
real quick.
Eric?
Indie update.
What's the name of it again? Just say it.
Indie update. That's
so
what
Eric's
I want to give.
Indie update starts right now.
So right now, any of those who have been catching with NWA Championship Wrestling, so anybody wanted to see the match between Nick Aldis taking on James Ellsworth, James put up a pretty good effort up against Nick Aldis for the NWA Championship, but ultimately Nick beat him. He beat James Ellsworth for the NWA Championship via submission. But I applaud James Ellsworth's effort for him trying to go up against Nick Aldis, a top guy in the NWA world. And, yeah, so credit to him. And for any of those who have been catching Chris Jericho's Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea, a special guy who's aboarding the ship this October will be none other than Kenny Omega.
Bullet Club, baby.
Yeah, so he's boarding the ship, and if you've been catching Jericho's Instagram, Jericho mentioned Kenny Omega, and he actually applauds Kenny Omega aboarding the ship. So for those who have been following their match between Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho, they've had a fantastic match up against each other, and who knows what's going to happen in the ship. I mean, anything could happen. You know, Kenny he's aboard the ship, so we'll see what's going to happen. Now we're going to be seeing a match between Jericho and and also Chris Jericho in the middle of the sea, or what's happening, you know? Who knows? What do you guys think?
I don't know, but Chris Jericho's always doing some innovative stuff, man. Like, I've never seen a wrestler age as well as Chris Jericho and age as well with the times as Chris Jericho.
He takes care of himself, I
He
think.
takes care of himself, and he makes sure that he ages well with the times, man. He always does innovative things, like a cruise with wrestling on sea. Like, that's our dream right there. I would go to that, but, I'm kind of in the middle of school during that time, so that's like late October.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah,
Jericho.
it's
How
all
about
the
the
way,
students?
Yeah.
like the 27th of October all the way to Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, he doesn't not only have wrestlers in the ship, but he's also got rock and roll artists too, and other celebrities. So, if you can know, I just let me curious that Kenny Omega is in the ship. So, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, I
Is
only
it-
got 2 things.
Yeah, not much news
Yeah.
going on in the Indies right now.
Yeah, less Supercard next month with Kenny Omega and Cody to determine the future of the Bullet Club. That's only.
I think you mentioned that last week.
Yeah, that was last
Yeah.
week.
And also, don't forget that the Bullet Club is going to be sponsoring their own show. They're looking for dates right now and looking at
Oh.
locations and venues. Rumor has it, though, it's probably going to be in Chicago.
Allstate Arena.
Yeah.
Count-
Allstate Arena or Sears Arena or Sears Center. Like, rumor has it, like, that it could be there, but they are going to try to do their own show. So that's huge, man. The Bullet Club continues to, they try to be that whole NWA.
Yeah.
And they keep doing their own thing, man, just like NWA.
Kind of reminds me of when the NWO had their own pay-per-view.
NWO. my
Yeah,
bad.
I was wondering. I was
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about?
No,
I thought you were talking about the wrestling company, and I'm like,
No,
I don't really know what you're talking about.
no.
but
For the
we'll
NWO,
keep going.
they used to have a pay-per-view in WCW called Sold Out. It was a specific pay-per-view just for them that they did, and later on, like in December of '97, they did NWO Monday Nitro. So that was pretty cool. So I think that the Bullet Club is doing the same thing with the NWO did with Sold Out and Monday Nitro back in the day.
Yeah,
We'll
just
see- we'll see
don't
how
rip it off though.
Yeah, we'll see how they book it though, because I remember they had that big thing in the U.S. with when Kenny Omega won the U.S. title or whatever it was,
Oh yeah.
and everyone made a big deal about the fact that it was sold out, but there was like 2,000 seats. So let's see if they can keep getting into big. Like when you guys said, I said Allstate Arena, I was going to be like, oh, if they can sell at the Allstate Arena, they can compete with WWE. But if they're selling out some minor arena, I don't know if you can still say they're still on par. You got to be able to book an actual arena like the Allstate Arena or something like that before we're going to talk about them even trying to compete with the WWE. Sorry.
I think New Japan needs to actually get a channel in the United States. They need to get
Yeah.
on a
True.
channel.
True.
Like, why not get on Fox? Why not get on one of these major? You got to get on a major channel that can compete with the WWE, and cause some legitimate issues. If the WWE leaves NBC Universal to go to Fox, then why not go to NBC Universal and try to see if you can do something with them? There's always opportunities there. You're going to have to get one or two major superstars, and then boom, we could have another Monday Night Wars.
No, yeah,
Possibly.
definitely, and provide like an alternative for the wrestling community, because the only ones that I know that have, I guess like a TV deal are Impact Wrestling, but that's like in the 100 channels, and also on Saturday afternoons is Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
I love Championship
Yeah,
Wrestling
you
for
could-
Hollywood.
That show is so cool.
Yeah, and they have it like in Saturday afternoons. So be sure to catch that too. And Ring of Honor did have a TV deal on the Destination Network for just a couple of months or maybe a year, and they went away. So yeah, I think like they need to provide more of alternative wrestling shows out there on cable TV. And Lucha Underground is also another one right there too. If you have El Rey Network.
The El Rey Network.
Yeah, the channel where they have a bunch of action movies and movies I haven't seen in a long time. But yeah, if they could get New Japan TV deal, that would be awesome.
No, that'd be awesome. And one channel they possibly could get on is CMT, and that will take me. And my phone is ringing while we're doing the podcast right now, so let me just end this call real quick.
In the
Okay.
middle of the podcast.
In the middle of the podcast, I didn't turn off my phone, guys. I'll put it away real quick. But the CMT network will transition into my segment, Nick's completely random, non-wrestling
God.
topic
Are we talking about country
of
music?
the day.
Good Lord.
How does Ryan always guess what I'm about to talk about?
Oh.
Literally 5 seconds before.
Country music.
So, as we saw, I'm going to tie a little bit of wrestling into this. I'm going to cheat a little bit. But as we saw on Monday night,
You're being as predictable as the WWE right
Jeff
now.
Jarrett was
yes.
inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. And
Wow.
I remember seeing the vignettes during the video about him being this country music guy. And obviously him being with Impact Wrestling and all that, but I'm going to try to keep wrestling out of the segment as much as I can. So Jeff Jarrett reminds me of country music.
Oh, God.
My simple question to you guys is, name your top 3 country music singers.
What?
What?
Go ahead, Ryan. Actually, you know what? Eric, you go first since you're laughing. Eric goes first. Since Eric's laughing, he's going to go first. Okay? So Ryan, you got a little bit of time to wait,
What?
but I'll let you go. I know Eric's literally music flavor is the exact opposite of country music, which is why I want him to go first.
Wow. Country music.
Go ahead.
I am shocked. You know, I don't really listen to country that much. The only artists that I know are
Top 3.
guys like does Johnny Cash count?
Yeah.
Okay, Johnny Cash is one. He counts.
We all know all these people from wrestling, by the way, one point or another.
Kind of. Yeah.
I know there's a guy. I think there's a guy. His name is Curtis Stigers in the Forest Rangers. He's known for
These
playing.
are some random picks.
He
Actually,
actually.
we think
well-
he didn't know anything about country
well,
music.
well, here's
He
the-
knows
Look,
about
he's
well-
bringing us
random-
background on it too.
Well-
yeah.
Well, thanks to the show Sons of Anarchy. Thank
There
you,
it is, right
thank you to Sons of Anarchy. They gave me a different outlook on country music. But the good thing about it is that it's not really country music. It's mostly dark country in a way. So the guy Curtis Stigers, I think hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right. He plays in a band called the Forest Rangers, and he does the intro song to Sons of Anarchy. So I guess he's one of them because
I'll let you pick him.
thanks to the show.
There's no point.
Thank-
on the
thanks.
line.
Super.
Thank-
Yeah, I don't
thanks to
know
the show.
any of these
So
people.
anybody
And-
else? Just gonna throw out a name.
Okay, and if you guys have been watching TNA when AJ Styles was still with the company,
Oh yeah.
AJ Styles,
Lone Wolf.
yes, when he went dark, when he started turning, had the black jacket and
Yeah.
let his hair grow and his beard grow out. The singer, I think the song is called Evil Ways, but hopefully I'm pronouncing his last name right. Blues Saraceno. Yeah, thanks to AJ Styles, thanks to him, he introduced me to that guy, and he also did a couple songs for Sons of Anarchy. So, thanks to AJ Styles and Sons of Anarchy, I only aim towards dark country because of those
There you
3
go.
guys. There
Makes
you go.
sense. No, Eric went a lot further than I thought he would on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
So,
I'm
Ryan,
gonna
step up
I'm
right
gonna
here.
be-
Let's
yeah,
go.
this is predictable here. Carrie Underwood.
Whoa.
Okay.
Kelly Clarkson. She's
No,
pop
no,
music,
she's
right?
pop music.
Try to cheat.
Who's that dude on The Voice? The guy on The Voice?
I don't watch The Voice.
There's a guy named on The
Blake
Voice.
Shelton? Blake
Blake
Shelton?
Shelton.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 2. Okay, Luke Bryan, number 3. I only
Okay.
know him because he performed at a Cowboys game when we played them. The Carolina Panthers played the Cowboys, and I remember that fondly
Interesting.
because we kind of destroyed Tony Romo.
I thought you were going.
So-
I thought you were going to mention George Strait because Undertaker.
He's a great announcer, though.
I thought you were going to mention George Strait because.
Sucks the country music.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to mention George Strait because Undertaker. He talked about he's one of his favorite country artists. It was right after his WrestleMania performance with Roman Reigns. He said that I've been listening to George Strait since the late '80s. Long live the king.
Who?
Undertaker.
Undertaker said
Yeah,
that?
he said that.
It's so random.
That's really random, man.
Yeah.
Like, the Undertaker.
We're supposed to keep wrestling out of the topic,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
Yeah.
hey man, I mentioned AJ Styles. Okay.
I know. Yeah.
Thanks to
Eric
him.
ruined the whole segment. No, I'm just kidding. But
How about you?
I'll name my 3. So these are actually I'll do this in order.
This is gonna be good.
Number 3, I'm gonna go with 2008, 2009 Taylor Swift.
Boom.
Okay,
Okay.
country music wise, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Number 2, Keith Urban because I got free tickets to his show once. Okay, and number 1, Blake Shelton because he's an Arizona Cardinals fan. Boom. Those are my 3.
Maybe we should
Top
start
country.
going to country music
No,
shows.
we're not
There's,
there.
there's
No,
a lot
I
of
just-
hot girls at country music shows. There are a lot of hot girls there. I don't know
Kind
why.
of.
Or are
There's a
they
lot- There's a
legit?
lot of fake Orange County girls
Yeah.
at country shows.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I think.
They wear the hot cowboy hats and everything. And
Yeah,
that's
but-
always a plus.
Do you think cowboy hats are hot? I don't really think they're
When
that
they're on a
hot.
hot girl, yeah.
I have.
Good
Can't argue
points.
that.
I have
Can't
two-
argue that.
I have 2, dude. You know?
You have 2 cowboy hats?
Yeah, one black one and white one too.
I was saying on girls though.
Oh,
So is that? Are you attractive?
well,
Attractive.
if they're
Are you
legit,
attracted
if they
to-
put in work in the ranch, then yeah,
Shooky now.
I'll go for them. But when it comes down to
So
just
you're going for those working girls? The
yeah,
working
yeah,
class
yeah,
girls.
yeah. So
Okay.
if they're legit, then yeah, I'll believe
Ryan
it.
just if they're hot, he'll just go after them. Doesn't matter. You know,
Yeah.
cowboy hat.
Like,
Me, I don't know.
If
We're
they're
not
hard-
going to country
I
shows.
don't know.
We're not going to go to country show.
I'm not going to
I don't know
country
why I
music.
brought up that segment.
I'm not
but
going to
whatever.
country. It's your totally non-random segment
Good
of the day.
It was-
Are we transitioning over to mine?
We're going to yeah, might as well. Might as well.
Alright,
Let's
well.
do all 3 of them. Actually, no, we need the break later, so we'll do that later.
I was gonna say
in between.
I think I'm gonna talk. I think next, for mine, I think I'm gonna talk about this whole WWE brand split and them having
that's good. That's
every
good.
single
the draft, right?
the draw. Well, not just the draft. The fact that you have every single
Well, hold
brand
on. Wait,
being
wait for it.
represented.
Wait for it later.
I don't know what you're doing, man.
Okay, so-
is there a brand split anymore? Or is there not?
We're gonna go. We're gonna
Are we
move
on or are we
to.
off?
We're
What's
gonna
our relationship status on Facebook?
Yeah.
What's this thing on Instagram?
That's
like,
true.
Tell me what's going on, man.
We're going to transition into Elimination Chamber predictions
This
right now because there is
Sunday
a
night.
pay-per-view called Elimination Chamber that's happening this Sunday. If you guys didn't know, you guys know that I'm like barely gonna be able to watch that either.
Yeah,
So
because
we're
you're
gonna be going to
out
Raw
of town.
on Monday. I'm gonna be out of town. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I'm gonna be out of town, so I gotta watch it on the way back from Arizona.
Well, I'm gonna be working, so I'm gonna be working through the whole pay-per-view. So I'm gonna try to avoid.
You can watch
spoilers.
it Monday though.
I can watch it. Well, I'm gonna be doing homework, man. I'm be doing a lot of
Elimination
homework.
Chamber is more important than your homework.
It is true.
You have 1 class on Thursdays.
It
2
determines.
classes.
It, it determines
My bad.
Ryan's.
I got a paper that I gotta write today immediately after this podcast. So
Ryan's chomping at the bit.
I'm chomping at the bit.
But
man.
yeah, so Elimination
I'm about to
Chamber.
be the 65-minute man at this.
It's survival for you, man. Damn.
It is. It is. For one day. No, but so Elimination Chamber obviously is this Sunday, like I keep mentioning. And so we're going to do a little predictions. We did this for the Royal Rumble. We're going to do this for the Elimination Chamber. Let's start with the main match, guys. What do we think is going to happen? I think Ryan's already given away what he thinks is going to happen.
Roman
in that
Reigns.
match. So you think Roman Reigns wins. How do you think he wins? Do you think he eliminates a bunch of people, or do you think he kind of he'll come in super late?
I think he'll come in. Well, he's not gonna come in super late. I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a setup. I think it's gonna be come down between Seth Rollins, John Cena, and Roman Reigns, a triple threat. And I think they're gonna
No Braun Strowman?
no Braun Strowman. I think he's gonna get eliminated in some type of fluke way that sets up his WrestleMania matchup. It could be allegedly it's with the Miz or somebody's gonna do something. It could be Finn Balor jumping off a pod or whatnot
Or maybe the Miz Taraj try to find some sort of way
to get in the chamber.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Shawn Michaels come up from underneath the ring and super kick the Undertaker.
All you had to
How
do
do you
is
do that?
Yeah,
that's
all you
just-
have to do is just go in when they open the gate to let the wrestler out. It's not
Yeah.
that hard.
It's not that hard. But I mean, I think Roman Reigns finds a way to beat Seth Rollins at the very end, and he points his hand to the WrestleMania sign for like the 5th straight year. he points his hand to the WrestleMania sign. We see him in the main event yet again. Like it's nauseating, but
And then
I mean,
we'll have
that's
to boo the hell out of him on Raw. Next
Oh
next
yeah, I'm gonna
Monday.
boo the crap out of him on Monday night. We'll talk about that in a second, though.
Yeah.
We're gonna establish who we're cheering and who we're booing on Monday night.
That's true. So Eric, what do you think is gonna happen in that main event?
Well, I feel like I do believe that Seth will win the
There
match.
you go. That's what I'm
But
talking about.
but since I know that the WWE has been pressuring the fact that Roman Reigns will be in the main event at WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar, I feel like they're gonna have some sort of a match with Roman Reigns to determine get that 3rd spot, and he's probably going to wrestle maybe John Cena, and Cena and Roman are gonna face off the next night on Raw, or maybe in 2 weeks later. Who knows? So I believe that that's how Roman's going to get that spot, the 3rd spot. Either it can go both ways.
So you're saying you think Seth wins, but Roman eventually gets a spot at WrestleMania?
Yeah, some way. If there's a match on Raw, they're going to do that, or maybe sometimes live events can do that too, because live events can determine whether a championship is being defended, and the title can change hands during those live events. So they could probably do that too in live events too. So Yeah, I feel like Seth will win. I know that Roman's gonna get that spot too. So that's my prediction.
Interesting. See, it's hard for me to predict this match because I try to stay out of the dirt sheets, a lot.
I know.
I'm all up in there.
I try to
I still think there's a chance Braun Strowman
stay away from you, Ryan.
wins this match. I still think there's a legitimate chance the way they've booked him, Seth Rollins just gets into this match late and wins. I think there's a chance Finn Balor finally gets his shot at WrestleMania. I also think Roman Reigns could win the match. If I had to predict, though, I'm going to go Roman Reigns. I think he's going to win the match.
So you talk all that crap, and then at the end of the day, you
no,
go with
because
Roman
it's
Reigns.
that, you know what it is? It's like that feeling inside of you, like you don't want to pick him, but you have a feeling he's going to win. It's like when your favorite team is playing in a sport, and you're like, yeah, I think we can beat that team, but we're probably not. You have that hope. You come up with your reasons why Seth or Finn Balor or Braun Strowman will win, but probably Roman will win. I think there is going to be some.
Hey, Philadelphia fans had that same feeling for the Super Bowl, and they won the Super Bowl.
Same for the Dodgers too. World Series.
That's a little
let's not talk about that.
Yeah, that's messed
talk
up.
about
We're both hurting about that.
Yeah.
But no, so I just think there is going to be some screwy things that happen in this match though. I think you're right. Something's going to happen to Braun Strowman, where maybe all 6 guys will pin him or something like that. I don't know.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? But I think he will. If there's a way he's going to get eliminated, it's going to be screwy. There's no way he gets pinned. Can we all agree on that? There's no way he just gets pinned.
Like pinned by a finisher, and he outright.
Yeah, no way.
Submission. I don't see him tap either.
He's not gonna
Maybe
tap.
he takes 9 finishers and then loses, but there's no way he takes 1 or 2 finishers and loses that match.
You have to protect your biggest, in my opinion, your biggest commodity right now is Braun Strowman.
He's a force to be reckoned with.
But yeah, and I also think, obviously, I think the Miz Taraj will find a way to get involved in that match too, whether it be from the outside of the cage or whether it be whatever. I think they'll find a way in there too. But I think that will all also lead to Roman Reigns winning. I don't think Roman Reigns will just dominate the match and pin everybody and do all that. I think there'll be some screwy stuff at the end too that will cause Reigns to win. And I also think I think John Cena will get pinned in this match and not know what's going on for his future, which has set up the possibility of him actually having that match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So I do not think John Cena will win this match. That's one guy I don't think. I also don't think Elias or The Miz will win this match either. So those are guys I have a feeling, but I think they're going to set up something with The Undertaker. Possibly we could be there for The Undertaker's return. Too.
That's what I'm hoping and praying for.
But yeah, so I think those 4 guys, Strowman, Reigns, Rollins, and Balor, those are the guys, if you're looking at guys to win the match, I think you look at them. I think the other 3 you can kind of wash away. I'd be very surprised if Cena won that match, considering we've already seen Lesnar versus Cena at least twice, right? Maybe even 3 times.
Well, before John Cena was a superstar, we saw it too for the title.
I just mean more in recent times, though, since Brock, because Brock's a different guy now. But so I don't think that happens. Elias doesn't have enough experience to be in the main event of WrestleMania. No way they're going to do that. And The Miz, he just sucks, so he's not going to be in. But I think those 4 guys, if I had to pick, I'd pick Roman Reigns. It's that feeling in your stomach. Although Ryan's been saying I've been giving him crap about it, I think he's right. I think Roman Reigns is going to win this match.
Let's be honest here.
But is it that disappointing to you guys, or are you guys excited to see a Lesnar Reigns match at WrestleMania?
It's been done before.
Like, are you going to be disappointed if Reigns wins that match?
Well, do you see that as the main event, like the last match of the card?
Absolutely, it'll be the last match.
Maybe, because Goldberg and Lesnar weren't main event last year.
Well, doesn't that leave what does that leave for the Royal Rumble winner? Because
we've seen that in the past though. The Royal Rumble winner does not necessarily get the actual main event.
Yeah, I mean they say.
Alberto Del Rio started the show.
Yeah, they're in one of the quote unquote main events.
Yeah,
semi-main events.
Yes,
Yeah, Randy Orton last year wasn't in the main event.
Yeah, I think for me personally,
although I do think that should be the main event, the SmackDown one.
Yeah,
well, whoever's
definitely.
in it.
That is.
No, it's gonna be Shinsuke and AJ. But I mean, I think
or Dolph. You never know. Or Dolph. You never know. You never know, right? This is not about Elimination Chamber, but you never know the way they've been booking Dolph Ziggler.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
He can win that title in 2 weeks.
I guess you're legit when you're out here doing those cricket commercials, man.
That's
I mean,
extremely good point.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
You got your
you're
music
legit.
playing in the background.
Yeah.
You're getting royalties off that music.
Yeah, you get royalties, you know.
Those Benjamins, man.
Yeah.
They just keep on rolling.
Selfieing with the flip phone, man.
Rolling.
You know.
That's the first thing I thought of.
I missed that song.
So, I'm personally going to be disappointed, and here's why I'm going to be disappointed. You know, when it comes to Roman Reigns, we have not found a way to get him over with the crowd. He has not found a way to get.
He is over right now.
You haven't found a way to get him universally loved. Can I say that again? He's not universally loved. It's not like Stone Cold Steve Austin where everybody loved him, so we didn't mind him being in every WrestleMania main event. Brock, he was universally loved, so we didn't mind him being in every
Brock
WrestleMania.
Lesnar is kind of universally loved by everybody, though, in a way, and he's always in the main events of everything.
Yeah, but Brock Lesnar is different. Brock Lesnar is a badass,
And
so
he-
we can
and he
accept
shows up.
Brock Lesnar. You know, like
The baddest
we can accept,
dude on the planet.
Yeah, we can accept Brock Lesnar being in everything, and he's legit. Like we've seen him beat up guys in UFC, which is as legit as it gets. And then come over to WWE and beat up guys. And a few weeks ago, he knocked out Braun Strowman. He hit Braun Strowman with a solid punch. So the dude's legit. We don't have a problem with Braun Strowman. The issue I have with Roman Reigns is his inability to find a way to be loved by everybody, to be accepted by the male fans, you know, which are the hardcore fans, by the kiddies, you know, by the women. He's only got 2/3 of that audience, and all the WWE says is, okay, all we need is 2/3 of the audience because that's who really who are paying for our product, but really it's us, the male fans, the actual hardcore fans of the product who are paying for this
But
product.
we're gonna pay for it no matter what, though.
Yeah.
And see,
Doesn't
that's the
matter.
problem.
Nonetheless.
But
That's
we're
the
not
issue.
gonna not watch wrestling
And that's why I
anymore.
didn't have the network until we started this podcast again, because I was like, I'm not going to reward the WWE for inconsistent booking. And when they asked me on my thing, why did you not subscribe? Why are you not subscribing anymore in my survey? I said because of
He
the lack
actually
of
answered the survey.
yeah, the lack of booking. I was like, the lack of
The
booking.
lack of booking.
Yeah, the booking and
Just think.
appeal of superstars.
Remember this, guys. Remember this to the listener out there. Ryan will pay $40 for an Uber to get here to record the podcast, but won't pay $10 a month to get the network. So
Hey,
we
it's
see
about
where he spends
priorities.
his money on.
It's about priorities, and it's about, you know, the fact that, you know, there's some bad traffic out there in the morning doing this podcast.
Well, gas is expensive, so you gotta find a way to get down here. So
Yeah, you gotta
We're gonna start a
save.
whole segment on Ryan spending.
Yeah, let's start a second one about
But-
spending, man.
don't we? Can we leave that for him ranting? Like right now, Ryan rants, or
Later.
We gotta do it later.
We gotta do it later. Hold on.
We got a whole pay-per-view to talk about.
We
but,
got, well, it's only like 4 or 5 matches.
yeah,
yeah, no,
It's
there's
a
not
very-
much. I mean, there's not much.
It's
But
a very short pay-per-view in terms of match
a lot of
quality.
long matches though, like the Royal Rumble too, and it's not 4 hours, so it will get done.
they're gonna reduce
A
it
pay-per-view.
down.
I'm gonna talk about that because we might get 4-hour pay-per-views coming up. I can't do that anymore.
Hold it back. I know you want to rant, Ryan, but you gotta hold it back.
can't do that,
you got,
man.
You got like I don't know, like 10, maybe 12 minutes until you got your segment. So
This and
gotta
Fergie
hold it
singing
up.
the national anthem just brought my whole weekend
that's
down,
what I
man.
should have had my segment be on. But I thought of country music. Yeah, Fergie. I said this on my other podcast yesterday.
Salute to the Cover 2
Fergie,
podcast.
Fergie
Yeah.
sucked on Sunday night. It was terrible. That was one of the worst national anthems I've ever heard. She beat Roseanne Barr, worst national anthem ever.
Man, I thought Carl Lewis was bad, but
Carl Lewis was pretty bad. Did you see Carl Lewis's free throw the other day?
he shot a free throw.
He shot a free throw
Why
at
is this
Houston
man
Rockets
going
game.
Why is this
No.
man going anywhere near sporting events?
Carl Lewis.
Like, if you know what, I think we should make a rule. If you butcher the national anthem, you shouldn't be allowed to go at a sporting event. You shouldn't be allowed to go to a sporting event for your
I
whole
agree with
entire
that.
life. Like, because it's ridiculous.
Banned for life.
You should be banned for
Carl
life.
Lewis shot a free throw at a Houston Rockets game for like charity and hit just straight backboard. Like,
Really?
yeah.
Did he
just-
say uh-oh?
No, I don't know what he said. but-
Okay. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Carl Lewis, how the hell did we start talking about Carl Lewis?
Because I made a reference to Fergie. Let's get back on track.
Good point.
Let's talk about that whole women's elimination
Let's do it.
chamber,
Let's
Nick.
do it.
All right, we've got 6 women. We've got not Asuka. That's the next match.
Come on, Ryan.
I'm
You have
sorry.
6 chances.
Sorry.
To get
Hold on.
one right,
Hold on. I got Alexa Bliss. Okay, she should be in the elimination chamber because this chamber sucks. Alexa Bliss. You
Putting it
got
out there.
Mickey James. You got Absolution. You got Paige and I'm sorry. You got Sonya Deville. Okay, you got Sonya Deville
Paige is
and
out. Paige is out, dude.
So
Paige is out, dude.
Sonya Deville and who else is that other chick? Mandy Rose. Okay.
How could you forget
I
Mandy
don't know.
Rose?
I forgot her.
How
I don't
could
know.
you forget Mandy Rose?
I don't know, man, but I forgot her. So Mandy Rose, and then of course you got Bailey and Sasha Banks. So with that being said, as we get towards the road to WrestleMania, who do you think is winning this match and why? I'll start with you, Nick.
This is interesting to me. Thinking about it, I don't think Absolution wins the match because that would be, you'd be having a tag team win a match essentially. Either of the women. I don't think Mickie James wins. She's not over enough. So just eliminating them. You know what? I'm gonna go with a wild card. I'm gonna go.
Don't you say it. I know what you're thinking in the back of your mind. You better not say
I'm
it.
gonna go.
Don't do it. Don't bring that girl into this.
I'm gonna go Bailey.
Lord, man.
You're not even a fan
I'm
of
gonna
Bailey,
go
aren't you, man?
Bailey wins the match, sets up some. Sasha somehow gets into triple threat with Asuka.
Kind of like with...
What? That is the most confusing, convoluted.
You don't think what he said earlier was confusing?
That is a convoluted. That's even more convoluted than what Eric said. Look, I think Bailey's booking has been so bad. Yeah, you can just slap the title on her because what is there only like 8 women on the Raw roster? I guess 9 now because we got Ronda Rousey signing.
Does the statistician Dana Brooke count?
No, she doesn't count.
What about Alicia Fox?
No, she doesn't count.
Nikki Bella?
No.
Brie Bella?
Dude,
No.
Tori Wilson?
Oh, I love me some Tori Wilson, but
Loves
sadly,
Tori Wilson, but she ain't on the Raw.
but sadly,
No.
sadly, no.
But I'm gonna go Bailey. I'm gonna go wild card. I think they go unpredictable. I think Bailey wins the match, pins Sasha Banks again, and sets up something between them and Asuka possibly. That also gives away what I think is gonna happen in another match in Elimination Chamber. But I think Bailey wins the match.
Alexa Bliss is winning the Elimination Chamber. She's gonna win in some fluky fashion because she is the female JBL.
How can you win fluky in the Elimination Chamber? Though?
There's just ways. We've seen it multiple times before. Edge, manipulated his way into the Elimination Chamber and won, Elimination Chamber after losing it the first match on the card. I just watched that on the network a few nights ago. So, I mean, there's ways you can win. There's ways you can find ways to
Or
cheat.
Or somebody pass like a weapon.
Or somebody passes something or does something. I think Alexa Bliss is going to win by just doing something as simple as rolling somebody up, using the ropes, helping her, or she might, manipulate Mickie James into helping her until the very end, and then she's going to backstab Mickie James because, she's Alexa Bliss. She's going to find some way to win this match. That being said, I do think at WrestleMania, we are getting Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax and Asuka and Charlotte. That's the better. Those are the matches that you want to have. I want to see Asuka versus Charlotte first. Then I want to see Asuka versus Rousey next. Then I want to see Charlotte versus Rousey next year at WrestleMania. If I was the WWE, I would book it like that. You have to go in a similar way like that to make sure that we have these matches be big matches. And they've kept Charlotte and Asuka, in my opinion, away from each other for a specific reason, and it was for this year's WrestleMania. They put them on separate brands. They knew what they were doing at the Superstar Shakeup. They put them on separate brands because they knew that they wanted them to face each other at this year's WrestleMania, because there's not too many big match WrestleMania women's matches we have because they all get done through because we don't have that many women on the rosters anyway. So now we get this big match. I think you've got no other choice but to go with Asuka and Charlotte, at WrestleMania. So I think Alexa Bliss is coming out solid in this match. Any other thoughts on this, guys? I think,
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I think with Alexa, she might win like a fluky fashion as far as rolling or doing like a roll-up pin, or maybe somebody pass a weapon like what Nia Jax would do, maybe pass like brass knucks or some sort of pipe. I don't know. So in order to win the match,
brass knucks or a pipe in a women's match, that'd be awesome.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, so that would be pretty cool. Set something up. So anything, it could be anything. So that's how she would win, and they would go on to the main event of WrestleMania and have her still as champion, since that is Raw's for her. I think that they've been putting a lot of trust into Alexa with that title, with that women's title. So I think that they haven't lost faith in Alexa, and they can see that Alexa would be like main event quality, because I know that they're not. I know she's not going to be like the main event as far as like a WrestleMania. I do believe that she is main event quality, and they will have her still as champion going into WrestleMania. You just got to have the right opponent for her, for this WrestleMania.
And I'm going to say the same thing I said for the Royal Rumble. If the match is fantastic, I'm going to give y'all credit. But if it sucks, I'm going to criticize you and jeer you and make, and put that same type of ridicule on you like I do the men, okay? Equality means this. You get judged the same way as the men, okay?
Right. What else would you do in this situation?
What do you mean?
Would you credit them for having a shitty match?
No. But I'm just saying that because of the whole situation with this women's evolution combined with the whole Me Too movement, we seem to think now if we come out and we criticize these women for having crappy matches or terrible booking or doing terrible promos, some way somehow we're sexist or we don't like women's wrestling, or we're old, we're adapted change, or we want the old Divas era with bras and panty matches back. Like, that's not true. Like,
I would like panties matches.
Yeah, think about it.
You want to see Mandy Rose's bra and panties? I shouldn't have said that.
No, don't say that.
I'm not gonna cut it out.
No.
Yeah.
Look, at the end.
Me too, Nick.
Yeah, me too, Nick.
Yeah,
I don't let it up right on Twitter.
Yeah, W's not gonna be doing that anytime soon.
Sorry, Mandy. Sorry. Not really, but
I think she is single though. But yeah, I mean,
she's been hanging out with that one chick in Absolution too much. She's gonna turn lesbian soon. You see their Instagram, man. It's every picture's with them too, and I'm like, oh, please don't cross over the other side.
Don't cross the line.
Then immediately Ryan will go after her, knowing that she's a lesbian. Because that's Ryan's thing.
But what's gonna make Carmella? Are you gonna dump Carmella or what?
No, Carmella's still bae.
Yeah.
How about this? Any chance Carmella cashes in her Money in the Bank after this match?
You mean at WrestleMania?
I don't think there's any rule that says she can't win the Raw match, right?
No.
You don't think so?
I think Carmella's
you didn't think of that, did you, though?
I thought about it for WrestleMania. But
WrestleMania. What about Elimination Chamber? What if she goes in and then that kind of creates a way of Asuka? But that would be an easier way of Asuka having to face Charlotte, because then
I can't.
Alexa or whatever would
I think they booked
Carmella.
themselves actually in a hole with the whole Carmella thing, because now that we're at WrestleMania,
she still has after WrestleMania to cash in.
Yeah, but they booked themselves in a hole by not doing the cash in possibly at SummerSlam last year with the Naomi and Natalya match, because by not having it and for so long, it's going to get to the point now where it's coming upon a deadline.
That's
like
a good
with
point.
Edge,
yeah.
like. You gotta make a decision. You gotta cash it in eventually. You gotta do something before
it expires.
What if she just doesn't turn it in and it just expires on her?
Then you have your first women's Money in the Bank winner.
But that's a first. They've been doing
then
a lot of women's first this year.
You're screwed.
They've been doing a lot. That would be so disrespectful for the women.
That would be awful.
If they didn't. Number one, she didn't even pull the thing down initially, right? James Ellsworth did.
I mean, you can't renew your Money in the Bank contract. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a rule for that, right?
And back in the day, didn't that used to be actually for cash too? The first one was actually for cash too. Like $100,000 was in that briefcase as well.
I don't remember. I don't think that was.
Maybe part
You mean
of
the first one that after WrestleMania 21?
Yeah.
I think there might have been
the first one, WrestleMania 21.
I think there was money included, but I think the overall,
prize
was
the title
contract.
shot.
The contract, yeah. So
yeah,
I know there was money included. I'm pretty sure there was. I mean, come on, Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can see that, but the main thing is the contract. You want to get that title shot, and so Carmella, her maybe cashing it in Elimination Chamber, I don't see that happening, because I think she's way too tied up in SmackDown. So I can't see that.
Well, she's tied up doing nothing on SmackDown.
Yeah.
She's not tied up at all.
She's in an abyss of mediocrity on SmackDown. Like
a bunch of women on.
Do you think
SmackDown that aren't doing anything?
It's a disaster on SmackDown.
Do you think, like, if the draft does come, do you think she should be drafted to Raw?
why not just put everybody on Monday Night Raw and make it a 6-hour show? How about that? Why not just put because SmackDown is so crappy right
Starts
now.
at 5, ends at 11?
Yeah, might as well.
Wow.
It's a shift at my job. Like, why not just do that? Just have them work a 6-hour shift because you have no actual care for SmackDown. You've put no superstars on there. You destroy the women's division on there.
You realize the best superstar in the company is on SmackDown, right?
AJ Styles,
and he's
yes.
been in crappy booking, running around calling Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn Kimmy. Like,
God, that's breakthrough stuff, isn't it?
yeah, it's just
Cutting edge right there, right?
And no pun intended.
yeah.
But
Let's talk some more about the Elimination Chamber.
just
We
cuts
got
the segment, and look at that. He just didn't even finish his
yeah,
sentence.
because it's a disaster.
He's so mad.
Because I'm pissed about SmackDown.
He's yelling that the only word he uses is disaster, so he can't think of anything else.
Well, I'm trying not to say the F word.
Okay.
Because we'll get kicked off of YouTube. Okay? All right. We got to get our subscribers
That's fair.
up.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, good point. Let's move on. So we have Asuka versus Nia Jax. I think we all assume that Asuka wins this match,
Yeah.
right? That Nia Jax isn't breaking
You
the streak.
talk too much.
That Raw. What?
Asuka said
How
that
bad? By the way, how
NXT.
bad was her promo on Raw?
Why are they making this girl
That's
do
what I'm saying.
promos?
It's not even her fault. She's just Japanese and doesn't know how to speak English that well. So it's like Nakamura. I don't want to hear them talk.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
just
You know?
be,
I don't know if
them-
that's racist or whatever, but like I don't want to hear them talk.
Nah, man. Like, the striking skills.
suck.
Like, their facial expressions says it all. That's what I like about Asuka. Like, when she was at the Royal Rumble and Amber Moon came out and Amber Moon was bandaged, you saw her arm bandage and she was pointing to it
Yeah.
and making the little face
Yeah.
like, ooh. And then she did the whole mocking Sasha Banks thing. Like, Asuka's facial expressions tells it all. But
Well,
when
you know who else is good at that? Alexa Bliss. Her facial expressions
Oh
are
yeah,
really good too.
yeah,
in the ring.
definitely.
But Alexa Bliss can talk though. She can
Right.
she can dominate a promo. Asuka unfortunately can't. So stop putting her on promos, Vince. Please.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Vince.
yeah. What, Mr. I'm supposed to call him a Mr. McMahon?
No, I'm saying
Oh.
Vince. but I'm
Vincent
disappointed
Kennedy
in
McMahon?
Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just disappointed in Vince. That had nothing to do with you.
I'm disappointed in him. It's a disaster booking.
There it is again. There it is again.
It's a disaster.
Guys, when you
It's
hear
a
the
disaster.
sound bites that I'm going to make, you're going to hear disaster about 15 times.
Yeah, 15
And that's
times. The fact of the matter, at the end of the day, like, I think I've done better today. At the end of
You
the
said
day.
axe only once today.
I did say axe.
You said
Did I-
axe
did I
once.
say-
You said
when did
axe
I
once,
say
yeah.
axe?
You said when you let me ask you guys a question. That's what you said.
Dude, that's difficult.
Yeah.
I
man.
almost thought that you said ass or something, you know?
The good thing about this podcast is we don't need that great addiction. Like
Yeah.
I'm like half sick today. I
Yeah,
probably said so many things wrong.
He's dying over here.
Yeah, I'm dying over here.
Yeah.
But so
Hey,
we
man,
all
don't get
we
us
all
sick.
do think that Asuka's gonna win this.
Yeah,
match.
she's
Obviously,
gonna
Nia
win.
Jax ain't gonna break the streak at Elimination
No.
Chamber in Las Vegas.
There's got to be somebody worthy to break the streak.
And so, does anybody, by the way, think anything else is gonna happen with Ronda Rousey?
Stephanie McMahon comes out. They
Presents
do a whole,
her, yeah.
They do a whole
Well,
thing.
she is the
with,
Raw commissioner. She
they
probably
do-
should come out.
They do a whole thing with Stephanie McMahon, some friction.
Do you
and
think
Triple
anybody?
H
Do you
comes
think
out?
anybody
Wait, I think what happens is it gets hot. Like it gets like really intense between Stephanie
gets
and.
hot?
I
out
thought
there?
I was gonna say gets hot and heavy, but
Oh.
that's the wrong
damn.
type. That's the wrong type of action.
Ryan does want broad and panties
Thirsty,
back, guys.
Thirsty
All right,
Thursday.
what he says.
It is Thirsty Thursday, so
But,
are you, man?
That's a good point. It is thirsty. Technically, it's still Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah.
Let's- let's
Thirsting
include
with
let,
the RKJ Man.
Yeah.
Let's include this as thirsty moment of the day.
Should we
Yeah.
create that segment, Thirsty Moment of the Day? When
the
Ryan
week-
starts
the week,
salivating
yeah,
over
the
one
week.
of the women?
No, because I'm gonna be on the Me Too movement. I'll be in the
Me
pigeon.
Too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Me Too movement. The Me Too movement. He added 2 E's instead of 2 O's for no reason.
This is a fun
For
podcast.
no reason, he added 2 E's at the end of that word
Hey,
instead of
man.
2 O's.
Hey, man. I'll be on Twitter, but shoot, I forgot what we were talking about. What were we talking about
Stephanie
right
and
now?
Rousey.
Oh yeah, the Me Too movement.
What are you doing? No, okay.
Stephanie
Talk about
McMahon
Ronda Rousey.
and Ronda Rousey are going to get into some type of argument, confrontation, and it's going to get physical, and then Triple H is going to come out. Yeah.
Triple H was gonna beat the hell out of Ronda Rousey or something. Just gonna beat her down.
I don't see that. I think Rob.
But
Not
I
only
do,
are they splitting the brands, but the women can just wrestle men now.
I mean, there are some women who could do that.
Yeah.
Asuka, I think she can beat some people
China
up.
used
Rousey.
to do that. China used to do that with Jericho and Double J Jeff Jarrett.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
there you
Double
go.
J, double E, double F.
Stephanie McMahon even took a stunner from Stone Cold
Yeah.
multiple times.
You know what's funny? I watched that video. Well, there's a couple of them, but I watched the video. Of
There's
him
a couple.
standing
There's a
on
bunch of them, dude.
Yeah. There's a bunch of Stephanie McMahons. So yeah, I think that's all that happens. But I'm very interested to see the crowd reaction in Las Vegas for Ronda Rousey. I really am. Like, are they gonna
I think it's
cheer
gonna be
her?
good.
Are they gonna boo her?
Actually, I'm
I
going
think they're-
booze. I'm going booze. I think they're
Yeah.
gonna boo her.
Why?
Well,
Why
these-
are we doing
We talked
this?
about. I don't know. We talked about this.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, we did talk about
Because
it.
people just want to be difficult. They want to be annoying. You know, that's what they want to do, man. Y'all ruin it for us. Y'all ruin it for us when it comes
These are
to
s-
actually making our voice heard and things that truly matter.
Yeah, these are the same fans that.
Let this girl go and do WWE
the
and
same
see how
fans
it
did the
happens.
beach ball.
Yeah,
Same fans that chant CM Punk.
being
Yeah.
stupid, man.
Yeah.
Being stupid.
Yeah.
We're gonna change that all on Monday.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, us
Well,
three
just-
single-handedly.
Yeah.
You're gonna be hearing Ring General's chants on Monday Night
If
Raw
we
on
can
your
get
television.
a Ring General's chant.
fans.
Oh my gosh.
Woo! We
The
should
amount
bring
of things-
glasses on Monday and be like saluting. Salute
Oh,
the
I,
Ring
thought you-
Generals.
I don't think we can bring
I don't think we can
wine
do that,
glasses
yeah.
into the Honda Center, man.
We can smuggle them.
Could.
there.
Smoke.
Could.
Actually, no. No, we can't.
I was gonna
do
say
it.
something so bad that it was gonna get us kicked off on YouTube.
No, we
real
can't.
quick,
No,
right there.
don't say it.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say it.
Put it up on SoundCloud.
Yeah, exactly. So that's SoundCloud. You can hear all my dirty things that I'm gonna say on the
Yeah.
podcast that we edit out. No, but so yeah, that's pretty much it for the thing. We only had the 2 Elimination Chamber matches.
Well, we have Broken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt, and I just think that just leads up to a match at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I think it's a
Yeah.
fluky,
in the
fluky
tag team, I
match.
don't think. Do you think Cesaro and Sheamus lose?
No, they don't lose their
No.
titles.
Yeah.
Who are
And
they
then-
facing?
What about is there a cruiserweight match?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I actually
as of
think
right
the
now-
cruiserweight division,
There hasn't been
somewhat because of Enzo Amore leaving, might have actually upped it a little bit because we're getting a lot of dope ass guys on the
And we're
on the
getting good
roster now.
matches too,
Yeah.
but you know the
Right.
problem is 205 Live. You
Just
know,
storyline
they should
based
put that
now.
in a
It's-
better place in 205 Live.
Right.
Like everybody said this. I don't know why they're
Yeah,
not
now
listening.
it's off. It's after the Mixed Match Challenge too on WWE Network.
It's a
Yeah.
complete yeah.
What is it? What is it, Ryan?
It's a
It's a
complete
complete
disaster.
There it is.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the end of the Elimination Chamber segment. So we got our predictions. Real quick, let's just go through it one more time. You got Reigns, I got Reigns, you got Rollins.
Yep.
Right in the men's. You have Alexa, you have
Alexa.
again, and I'm going to go with Bailey. I'm going to go with wild card one. We all think Asuka will beat Nia Jax, and we also, Ryan thinks Stephanie McMahon and Ronda Rousey can get involved. I think Triple H is going to beat down Ronda Rousey. So that's what's going to happen.
That could also get us kicked off YouTube, by the way.
Yeah, like, we're just talking about it. We're not actually going to do it like Triple H.
Yeah.
But so there's that. So now I think we'll transition to a little bit of a Ryan
Rants.
Oh, shooky now.
The
Turn
spot.
my mic on.
The spotlight is
going to-
you.
Turn my mic on.
I'm going to refill my water because I'm about to have a coffee fit, so I'll
Yeah.
be right back.
All right.
You guys just talk.
All right.
Post Malone's cousin is leaving, y'all.
I'm gonna take over the mic for you. So let's.
Hurry up and come back. They'll make the
go.
longest water break in history. Okay.
I'm not gonna do it like you earlier.
Yeah.
The first ever water break in history here in the Ring Generals podcast.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take it to Ryan Rants. So Ryan, take it away. What's been on your mind on the Ring Generals? So what's been going on with you, man?
Dude, this whole situation with the brand split is becoming what, Eric?
A complete disaster.
Like, I don't understand it. It makes zero sense to me. So you have a brand split, and then you add because you have brand splits pay-per-view, you have to have pay-per-views, correct? You add about 7 pay-per-views now, so it's almost to the point where we're getting about 16 pay-per-views. Okay, so yeah, 4 more pay-per-views. Then they say, okay, well, this is too much. They're not selling as much. People aren't watching them as much. It's oversaturation with the product because, you already have 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. You have 2 hours of SmackDown. You have 1 hour of NXT. You have 30 minutes of a Mixed Match Challenge. Oh, and by the way, you got 30 minutes of 205 Live. That's a lot of wrestling, man. That's more than some people work in a week. So
maybe making a week. As
yeah,
well.
making a week as well. So you have all these things. So the WWE says, okay, we're gonna cut the brand exclusive pay-per-views, and we're gonna have both brands appear on the pay-per-view, and we're gonna go down to once a month. And I was applauding that until I thought about this. Number one, the brand extension. What happens to your mid-card guys? I've heard this several times from people and analysts, and they have all made the same point, and I thought about it too. What happens to people like Finn Balor? What happens to people like The Miz? What happens to Apollo Crews? That's only on Raw.
Well, he goes by Apollo now.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Apollo now.
Yeah, because Terry Crews, he said that, I love Apollo. I've always respected him. He's a great guy. But the last name Crews, it belongs to me. So now WWE's going by just Apollo.
Apollo Crews wasn't good enough to be called Apollo Crews. He should just be called Apollo. That's what I say. All right.
Would you want to be part of Titus Worldwide?
As a matter of fact, he should have his name Apollo taken away from him because of Apollo Creed from Rocky.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah, man. Like we can't disgrace the names of Apollos and Crews around the world. Okay, put him with a new name. Okay, but at the end of the day, what are we going to do in the mid-card for these wrestlers who you made a brand split for because they were in mid-card hell? So let's go on SmackDown. Who's in mid-card hell, you think, on SmackDown, Eric?
New Day.
That's mid-card hell. They are in mid-card hell.
Yeah.
Who else?
I'm going to say that. Baron Corbin.
Upper mid-card hell, but still mid-card hell. Okay.
The way they've been booking Bobby Roode, it's been pretty bad. That's one of them.
Yeah.
I don't want to say mid-card, but he's been booked pretty bad.
Yeah. Your booking already sucks for your mid-card level guys, right?
Yeah.
It already sucks. And now you're telling me with the show that could possibly be 4 hours, you have to fit top superstars from Raw and SmackDown on the same show. How are you going to do that without somebody being left off and being pissed off?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think about the Chris Jericho promo back in, I believe, 2002. It was at Backlash in 2002, I believe, either in Backlash, Judgment Day, one of those pay-per-views. Jericho comes out, he's pissed off. He has absolutely zero match. And I believe while that was a scripted promo, a lot of that was legitimate because in the midst of the brand split, a lot of guys at that time, because they were still doing pay-per-views where both guys were on the brands, a lot of guys were being left off the cards. They didn't have storylines at the time too. So while a brand split is good for me personally, what does that do for everybody on the roster? Everybody on the roster should have a unique storyline, a unique feud. That's why you developed a brand split again in the first place, because we wanted to have something unique. Or maybe you developed it because the USA was getting on your behinds about SmackDown. And clearly you've shown that you don't care anymore about SmackDown because you made it suck again. You've made it suck again. Like, SmackDown was good for a year, and then this was like, oh, SmackDown's getting better than Raw? Okay, let's just rape and pillage SmackDown. So, what are we going to keep doing here with this brand split? Are we having a brand split anymore? Does it matter anymore? Why are we having 4-hour pay-per-views for crappy shows like Backlash? Like, I don't get it. We keep doing this to ourselves with the WWE, and the WWE keeps doing this, and you know what? They keep raking in the money. So my question is this. Are you going to stop watching the product because of this? No. But what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do? Are we going to boycott?
I walked in on rape and pillage.
You walked in on rape and pillage.
That was the best walk-in ever.
No, it's not. No. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me what you're doing in the WWE. I think this brand split is a complete waste of time, but you got to do it because you're getting a loaded roster in NXT. If I was some of these wrestlers, I'd be like, send me down to NXT. Like, I'll take a little bit of a pay bump, but it's whatever, man.
Nobody's taking it. Nobody's
Hey,
I
man.
think there's more heart and passion in NXT than what's happening on SmackDown and Raw.
Well, that's because they're trying to get to the main product.
Yeah.
The problem with me is when you put these guys on SmackDown from NXT or on Monday Night Raw, they completely flounder. Even Asuka, in my opinion, lost some of her pizzazz and some of her buzz, when she went to Monday Night Raw, in my opinion. Bayley, we all know the Bayley situation,
Oh, she was a star. Now she's like, oh, she's going to win the Elimination Chamber, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think she's going to win the Elimination Chamber. Probably in your dreams.
No, yeah, definitely.
Maybe your fever is 120 right now.
I don't dream about Bayley.
Yeah.
I dream about Mandy Rose.
I know, definitely. That's what I feared for a guy like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn when they were in NXT. And that's what I fear for right now for guys like Aleister Black and also
God, they're gonna kill him.
Oh, I love
They're gonna
Aleister
kill
Black
I know
too,
he's
man.
my favorite. He's my favorite. And
He's so dark too.
I know he's my favorite guy.
Dark and brooded. That dude just sits there in the crisscross position.
Just kicks the hell out of people.
Yeah.
No, he used to do kickboxing, so there you go. Yeah, that's why I fear for guys like Aleister Black, the Undisputed with Adam Cole, and
they putting him on Raw.
yeah, I can see that.
I think Aleister Black's going to SmackDown, which is
I think we're getting Adam Cole against John Cena at some point this year.
really
Yeah.
Wow.
Adam Cole versus John Cena. You got to do it.
Adam Cole,
Baby.
Everybody and their mom has to go up against John Cena. But at this point, I think
Everybody and their mom.
yeah,
And his mom. So
And-
Adam Cole and his mom are gonna have to go against.
and the dog too.
And the dog too.
The dog too. Everybody. But yeah, that's the end of Ryan Rants, man. Like y'all got to fix it, WWE. You can't just keep doing this with the brand extension thing. Keep going with it, and then a few years later say, "Oh, it's not working because we're not getting good enough ratings. Let's put everybody on." You did it with John Cena too. Now he's a free agent when he was exclusively on SmackDown, and there's been no explanation from SmackDown Live General Manager Daniel Bryan or Commissioner Shane McMahon as to why they let the contract of the most valued superstar in the WWE just suddenly expire, and now he's a free agent to appear on both brands. Other than we're SmackDown, we got raped and pillaged again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean,
Good ending.
the problem is with like the free agents, like when they put these wrestlers as free agents, they almost did the same thing. Well, they did the same thing too with Austin when they did the brand extension with
But
Raw
he
and
was
SmackDown.
getting signed by somebody. That was a storyline where he
Yeah.
was getting signed.
Yeah,
by
he
one.
was. He had a contract. It was a
Yeah.
clause in his contract.
And looking at that brand extension for Raw and SmackDown back in 2002, looking at those names, yes, they're main event quality, but how long did it take for these guys to get in the main event? And I kind of noticed that looking at the wrestlers back then, most of these guys who were mid card, they weren't getting the same treatment as I thought. And I feel like the same thing too that's going to come up as well for the draft. And what does that make for the mid card wrestlers? The mid card wrestlers are just
Nothing.
they're just
You're screwed.
I know
You're screwed. You can't get over. Dolph Ziggler signs a $1.5 million
But
contract.
if you can't get over, you can't get over though.
You sign a $1.5 million contract and you just sit up there and you collect your money and you put on stellar matches, but you're going to be in mid card hell.
I know it doesn't matter.
And he signed up for this. That's what Dolph Ziggler signed up for. By the way, I heard Dolph Ziggler got it put in his contract where he could leave early before every show because they make the wrestlers stay at the end to the end of the show, even if you compete
That's
first.
stupid, anyways.
So he got in his contract where he could leave after his match on the show. So now they're probably going to push in the main event so he could stay through the whole show so they could screw over his
He's
contract.
gonna go to yeah, exactly. He's gonna go straight to Hooters.
So
right
that
after the Honda.
Wait, so that applies to everybody, right? What about Brock Lesnar? I mean, that guy doesn't want to stay.
Brock
Brock
just
Les-
shows up for 20 minutes and leaves.
Yeah, he could do whatever he wants.
Brock shows up late, and unless he has to start the show,
Yeah.
and he leaves early.
Yeah,
Okay.
he leaves early. He could do
What is
whatever.
Vince gonna tell Brock no? No,
Vince will tell Brock no. They've got into arguments before.
it's true.
Rumor has it.
they've had it before.
Rumor has it they got into it, and apparently the writers were like, "Oh, should we change the main event?" And Vince was like, "No, he's not going to do that." So they've gotten
Good for
into it
Vince.
before.
Good for Vince.
Vince McMahon, he sticks to his guns when it comes to stuff like that.
Let's let's before we get into the whole Vince McMahon thing because we could talk about that for years.
You can talk about it, yeah.
For
Yeah.
years, but let's say
We'll be as old as Vince McMahon talking about Vince McMahon.
Exactly.
Vince McMahon will be long dead.
so guys, the countdown is officially 4 days. 4 days till we're going to Monday Night Raw at the Honda
I'm
Center.
popping my cherry, baby.
He's popping his cherry. Ryan Johnson is breaking.
Whoa!
Well,
Don't tell me my whole name. RKJ Man.
my bad.
The
I mean, it's on
RKJ
your
Man.
Twitter. It's not like
The RKJ Man.
it's on your Twitter. People know what your last name is.
The RKJ Man.
Okay, sorry. Ryan the RKJ Man Johnson, who I say in every dude. I use your last name in every promo we do.
Whatever.
Okay, I'm
Keep-
just saying. And
Get
you've
to the
said-
point.
Okay, sorry.
Get to the
Sorry.
point.
We're going to Raw on Monday, guys. What the hell are we gonna do there, right? We're gonna bring signs. We're gonna
First of
get
all-
a ring general's chant.
First of all, we're gonna boo Roman Reigns.
Oh, we're gonna boo Roman Reigns.
When
We
he
have
makes
to,
his promo,
right?
because we know he's making that promo after winning, we're gonna say, "Get the hell off the mic," correct? We're gonna chant "Get the hell off."
That's the first time I'm hearing you say that. So
Eric, I'm hoping you're gonna say "Get the hell off the mic." Are you gonna say you're gonna lead a "Get the hell off the mic" chant?
Damn right.
Yeah, like you need to lead that chant.
how would that chant go? Get the hell off the mic.
That's
It
too
doesn't-
difficult. That's
it
too
looks.
difficult.
I
You
mean,
just got to think about
it's
it.
a good.
before you say it.
It's a good idea. It's just it's not gonna
Okay, how
flow
about
well.
this? We can chant Roman Gaines. I saw this on social media. Roman Gaines
Why don't we
because
bring a sign that says Roman Gaines?
that would be cool if we did Roman Gaines.
Roman steroids.
Yeah, Roman Roids.
Roman-
Roman.
Oh! Raise the glass to that one.
Yes.
That's good.
Roman Roids. They're not gonna let us carry that thing in there. They
Roman
gonna
roids.
they gonna
You
confiscate.
write it down. when you
Yeah.
get in.
Yeah, they gonna
Since
Bring
they
a
become
pen,
so
you write it
politically
down.
they're gonna
They
confiscate
go,
that
it's for autographs.
our podcast.
School project.
For our podcast. I don't think that's gonna work.
School project. There you go.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean Roman Roids.
Here's my ID.
What else are
Science
we gonna
project.
put up? We're gonna put up what
Whoa,
the
boy,
heck?
see, they thought Roman Roids was good too. I wonder.
We got fans there
No,
too.
I can think about this. If you guys heard that, there's actually a classroom next to our studio.
Oh,
so
man, don't ruin the moment. They were
we-
cheering for us.
they were cheering for us, but I wonder if they heard us do that same thing and actually just reacted to us right there. Right?
Yeah. Let's see what else. I've been thinking about this too, man. You know, we should have the three faces. We should definitely bring out that Post Malone picture with you and Post Malone.
That's fair. I
Man,
like it.
Me,
Yeah,
you and Post
apparently-
Malone, me and Steve Urkel and Eric. I don't know who you
okay.
look
Yeah.
like. I don't know who you look
What
like.
does Eric
man.
look like? Well,
I don't
come
know.
up with one. We can come up with them.
Well, we'll see what we can come up with.
He's actually got a little bit of Keanu Reeves in him.
Keanu
right?
Reeves.
Look at the
Yeah,
picture.
Keanu
A little bit.
Reeves.
I'm gonna find a picture.
With my
of him.
Yeah.
my beard, I guess
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, but I definitely think that would be cool. And then for those of you who don't know, you can follow us on social media. For me, it's at the RKJ Man on Instagram. I posted up a picture side by side, Post Malone and Nick. Okay, and it's not really fair because that picture has Nick being completely shaven. Last week he wasn't shaved. This week he is shaved.
Well,
I
That
still
picture
think
was from like 2 years ago.
I
though.
still think Nick looks just like Post Malone. I think he looks like Post Malone.
Well,
I think he's Post Malone's cousin, to be honest with you, allegedly.
well, I
I
think.
think he's Post Malone's cousin.
Well, how many signs can we bring? Because I never
Look
brought
at
a
him. He's
sign.
got him as a screensaver now.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm
Oh.
trying to.
They look
compare
just
him.
alike, man. Him and Post Malone look just alike. Good lord.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. But
I don't see that.
so what else are we bringing?
see it.
What else are we doing?
I don't know.
We're going. I'm gonna be drinking. I'll tell you that right now. Be drinking at Raw.
Are you going to be better? Are you going to be 100% at this time, or are you going to be about 90?
But you mean as far as sickness goes?
Yeah,
Oh,
as
I'll
far
be
as-
100%.
You'll be 100%?
Yeah. I might be hungover from the weekend.
So
this
wait a minute. You're
weekend.
going to come to Raw hungover and then still drink and get hungover?
I'll be drinking on the
instead?
train back, bro.
Oh, you're going on
I'll
a
be-
train.
I gotta
Yeah.
take the
You're-
train all the way to Honda Center.
You're on that midnight train to
I got,
Anaheim.
I got that train to Anaheim. I'm gonna be coming back from Arizona this weekend.
Hey man,
so
who knows? You might see a wrestler maybe in the train.
I doubt it. They're
Yeah.
already gonna be at the arena. I don't know how early I'm gonna be able to get there.
Yeah.
How early are you going to be at the show?
Early, I'm gonna be there for the show. I'll
Hey
tell you.
man, you
How
don't
long
know.
are you going to get there? What are you going to get there?
I'll let you know when I get on the train. I don't
Good
know. I
Lord,
don't know
man.
yet,
You
man.
better
I don't
not-
know.
you better not get
I'm not
there
gonna
like-
be late.
You
I'm
better
not
not
gonna
get
be
there
late.
at like 2 o'clock. Get there at 2 o'clock and be like, oh, guys, I'm going to get there at 4:15 or 4:29, right when the show, right when.
If I get there at 4:15, I'm early.
It's
not a
okay
problem.
because guess what? They tape main event at 4:30. They tape it for 30 minutes, and then Raw starts at 5, right on the dot.
I know. They used to do. Well, they didn't do main event when I went back in like 2010. They didn't have main event. It was just a match.
A dark match, I
Yeah, it was
guess.
just a dark match. It was like
Yeah.
William Regal and some other guy I didn't know.
William Regal?
D'Lo Brown, I think that was a match.
No, it wasn't.
No,
It
it's
wasn't
D'Lo
D'Lo.
Brown.
It was
No.
D'Lo Brown. Remember, D'Lo Brown had a short stint and he came back versus William
And
Regal.
shaking his head, like bobbing his head. Was he
Yeah.
bobbing? Was he doing the D'Lo bomb?
No, he did. He
Was
went
doing
to
D'Lo
the top
bomb?
rope, did whatever the hell he was doing.
I love D'Lo Brown.
Yeah, D'Lo Brown. It was kind of when he was a jobber in his jobber phase.
That boy got some pops back in the day, though.
Yeah, he did.
Ooh. But then again, that was the Attitude Era. Everybody
Right.
was getting pops. I mean, you had
Val Venus,
you had a little
Godfather.
head.
Val Venus.
Yeah.
What a guy.
You had the head. You had
Hello,
Al Snow.
ladies.
Al
you had-
Snow.
Yeah, head. Like you had a little head.
Yeah.
Getting a chant. You had a mop getting a chant.
Yeah.
You had mop with
That's true.
Moppy and
Oh,
Perry
Perry
Saturn.
Saturn, yeah.
Yeah.
was punishment for Perry Saturn.
I remember when Stone Cold Steve Austin got into a argument with the guy, and he said, "Hey, you just got beat by Perry Saturn, a man who has a sexual relationship with the mom."
Oh, that was I think that was Raven. He was telling that to he told that to Raven.
Yeah, the man has a sexual relationship. The man has a sexual relationship with the mom. I started laughing.
No, dude. Yeah.
On the Rock promo of Perry Saturn when he said The Rock notices that you have one eye going this way and one eye going slightly this way. So The Rock holds that for 1 second, your eyes looking both at The Rock so he can slap that thing right back into place.
It would be a lot funny if you weren't laughing the whole time you were trying to say
sorry,
it.
man. It's just great.
No, that was
that
genius.
entire last 30 seconds is going on the sound bites right there. Ryan talking about having sex with a mom. Him doing that Rock promo where he said half of what he needed to say. Oh, man.
It's great.
This is the type of stuff we're going to be chanting.
So,
Mop sex, mop sex. That's
so we're going to bring in a mop to the arena.
Bring back Moppy.
Yeah, we're going to bring back Moppy.
Bring back Moppy.
Let's get a mop.
Popping. Never mind. I was going to say popping the mop's cherry. I'm off.
That-
I should almost just leave the podcast.
Yeah,
now.
that's pretty terrible.
That was pretty stupid.
That was pretty awful.
That
All right, shall we end the show? Or
No, we still got a little bit of time.
Yeah,
got a
let's
lot of
talk. Okay, let's see. So we're gonna get there. We're gonna.
By the way,
I gotta
if you see us at Raw, by the way, too, come say hi. You should know
Yeah.
what we look like. We got social media.
Yeah, come by, say what's up to the.
You guys can
regionals.
creep. You guys can creep on my social media if you want this week.
Yeah, on
Actually, you can do it. Actually, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, I do have to privatize my Twitter, don't I?
You do. Yeah, improv Twitter.
Um.
But when you promote, then anybody can see it, especially when you use hashtags.
Yeah.
And then I can share your stuff on my Twitter, and
That is true.
he needs to create a Twitter.
Yeah, Eric, why don't you have a Twitter?
I just never got the chance
Just
to do it.
create a Twitter just for the podcast. That's it.
So look, we have to. So we're gonna get there. I gotta buy some WWE stuff because I used to have a Daniel Bryan shirt.
I'm just wearing normal clothes. I'm not.
So I had to. You should at least wear
I'm gonna
hat.
look sexy as hell at Raw.
I got my Bray Wyatt
I
t-shirt.
mean, it's just
All
gonna
those
be
wrestling, all those ring rats, man. I gotta get. We're gonna be going to Hooters. We're gonna be going to Ryan's
there's
apartment
no-
after.
Well, you're not gonna wear-
I shouldn't have said that.
Hey, you don't have a-
I shouldn't- yeah,
stupid
yeah.
Hey, you don't have your
You gotta edit that one out.
Sexual harassment on
Wait,
the way.
you don't have like a shirt from WWE?
I used to have a John Cena shirt. Funny enough, I had one of the orange ones.
Really?
That he used to have. My mom bought it for me. I used to have an Undertaker hat. I still have a Bella Twins shirt, which is funny.
Why in the world do you have a Bella
My mom
Twins
got
shirt?
me a Bella Twins shirt. It has just
What?
the two of them on the front of it.
Hey man, don't bring that shirt to the show, man. You're gonna get us embarrassed. You're gonna get us laughed at, except the little kids.
I
The
don't
little
know
kids
where
are
it
gonna
is
love
right
you.
now, but
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Don't find where it is before Monday.
Okay, I'm gonna look for it though.
Yeah.
You know I
Alright.
gotta.
Just
I
find
gotta
it
look
on
for
Tuesday.
You know I gotta look stupid if I possibly can.
Find it on Tuesday.
I will.
Yeah.
Ah, no.
We're trying to promote a podcast.
It's a good
man.
point.
We gotta make sure that when we get there, we're gonna tell everybody, raise a glass, salute the ring generals.
We'll have glasses outside. We'll be banging them against
Yeah,
each other.
yeah.
Who knows? We might also come across with other wrestling podcast guys.
Possibly. And that's where we beat them down in the parking lot and we get their views.
Yeah, we get their views
Yeah.
and we take their phone, we get on Instagram Live and we say, "Hey man, we just took over.
Yeah,
we just
exactly.
took over." That's the new way. If the Bullet Club wants to do something unique, you beat somebody up, you sign into their phone, and you go on their Instagram Live right there.
Are you advocating for the Bullet Club to assault other wrestlers?
Legitimately assault. Yeah, I'm talking about in storyline. Yeah.
If you have to pick one to assault Jason Jordan.
Yeah. Nobody likes Jason Jordan.
No, nobody likes Jason Jordan.
I thought you were a fan
or
of Jason
Roman
Jordan.
Reigns. Or Roman Reigns. That'd be another one.
I don't know about Roman Reigns. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with Roman Reigns on Monday. It's really tearing me apart thinking
You gotta
about.
boo him. Why would you cheer
I'm
him?
going to boo him, but the problem is I know everybody around us is going to cheer him. I know there's going to be
That's
kids
where you
there.
just punch the kid in the face next to you. Go.
Okay, I don't.
That's
punch,
not what you do.
That's assault.
That's not who you cheer for.
No, that's not.
Why don't we
This
throw
is like the equivalent of if I would have went to a John Cena show in 2009, 2010. Or Monday Night Raw in 2009, 2010. Do I really, because I had a friend one time tell me, back in the day, that he went to a Monday Night Raw back in 2011, 2010.
Yeah, when you said back in the day.
And he was rooting for Nexus, okay? He was cheering for Nexus, and the kid turned around and looked at him and gave him the most meanest nastiest
Hey,
look.
pop him right in the
Good.
mouth.
Because it was against John
Just pop him
Cena.
right in the mouth.
And like,
Stupid little kid.
and you know what the
Shut your
guy
mouth,
said?
kid.
And the guy said, you know what? I don't care who the heck you cheer for. I'm cheering for who I want to cheer for.
Yeah.
I don't care. And you know, for me personally, it's like I don't care who you're cheering for. It is what it is. That's your prerogative. But I paid this money to go boo Roman Reigns. The only issue is we're giving money to the WWE because we just bought money. We just bought tickets and
Yeah.
we're buying a
You
shirt.
bought money.
We bought tickets. We bought tickets to the show. We're buying T-shirts.
Giving free money.
You know, like we're just, you know, we're lining up Vince's pockets. You know, where he can go spend down in WWE or XFL. So I mean, it's up to him what he, you know. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do. Ultimately, I'm going to boo Roman Reigns.
Why don't
I
we throw trash? We can't throw trash anymore?
think. No, we can't throw.
Damn
trash.
it! What the?
Eric, do you want us
He
kicked
didn't
out?
say
Damn
of
it!
Anaheim?
He didn't say the F word.
Do you want us kicked out of Honda Center forever, man? That's what's gonna happen if we
What
throw
happened to
trash.
throwing trash?
This is not WCW 1995,
He's so
man.
heated about the trash.
Hey man, WF used to do that too,
WCW was mostly
and
do
ECW too.
that. That's ECW.
They all did.
Man.
WF,
The fans throwing that. The fans throwing that
your
word
comparison's
trash.
not working.
dude.
The fans throwing that word trash themselves. So I mean, you might as well just be
Wow.
throwing
What about
yourself
that?
at the ring.
What about that ECW brand that they brought back in 06? Remember that?
That
was
brand
good.
was trash.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah,
that was
remember
good
when
for
they're
like,
throwing
that was
trash?
good for like 2 months.
Yeah, it was good for 2
It
months.
Yeah.
was good for like 2 months.
It was good while Raw.
Until they had that.
Van Dam
Until
was
they had that
champion.
weapon elimination chamber, and
That
then
was in
Paul
December.
Heyman left. When Paul Heyman left, that's
Because
what.
of creative differences and then the CM Punk situation.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
look what happened to CM Punk.
We'll talk about CM Punk later.
guys
on the
asked what in the
podcast.
UFC.
I can't talk about CM Punk.
okay,
right
so
now.
no.
I'm tired of
Okay,
CM
so
Punk
no.
talk.
Okay, so no
No
trash.
trash.
Then. No trash.
No
Dan.
Definitely
trash.
no trash.
Booing Roman Reigns, chanting John Cena sucks to his music. If he actually does show up, he might go to the SmackDown brand after.
What's gonna happen? Yeah, I'm hearing rumors that maybe he may show up at Fastlane to, you know.
Or he's gonna show up on Monday, and the Undertaker is gonna come back.
That's what I'm rooting for. I'm rooting for a couple of things. Here's what I'm.
Brock
hoping to
Lesnar's
see.
gonna be there too.
Who's what
Yeah.
I'm hoping?
Brock
To,
Lesnar's
oh,
gonna
he's
be
being
there.
advertised.
I saw him advertised. Yeah.
So Brock Lesnar, I'm hoping to see. We're gonna see Brock Lesnar. I'm hoping to see Ronda Rousey because she is a quote unquote full time superstar now.
Yeah.
So it'd be good.
Well,
to
she
start-
signed her contract too.
Yeah,
so
she-
Yeah,
oh,
after
she's gonna be there
Elimination
for sure
Chamber.
then.
Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, and then I'm hoping to see the Undertaker.
John. I want to see John Cena.
And you
too.
know what? I'm gonna throw in a special surprise here. He came back at the Honda Center, and for the WWE in 2011. I'm hoping to see The Rock.
Oh, that would
If
be.
if you find a way, if you want to
The
get
Rock has come back to Anaheim.
if he comes back,
You're gonna flip out.
I might
Ryan's
fall
gonna
into
piss
the.
his pants.
I am.
Yeah.
I will not make fun of you. Because
I've
I
al-
will be pissing my pants.
Yeah, I've told everybody this. If The Rock comes back on Monday, if I get to see The Rock for the first time ever, I mean, if I see The Undertaker, it's going to be cool. I'm going to scream. I'm going to chant. If I hear that first gong, like, I'm going to go absolutely crazy. Like, you guys better be prepared anyway for me to scream.
I'm
like
okay
a,
with that.
Like
What
a
would
little
happen-
girl. Like, you better
well-
be prepared.
Well, you don't know because sometimes maybe some of the wrestlers might make fun of, like they dress up as like the Undertaker or the Rock just to get us.
That's
you
Dolph
know,
Ziggler. He's on the opposite
Yeah, he
brand.
used to
Yeah,
do that.
He's
We're not worried about. That's why we're not going to Staples Center on
he's
Tuesday.
done
or
with that
SmackDown. Yeah.
By the way, I'm so shocked that SmackDown's not at Honda Center and Raw's at
Maybe that means
Staples.
something. Maybe that means something.
Yeah,
Rock's coming back on SmackDown.
yeah.
Wow.
No.
We're not insinuating that we know anything about The Rock either. We're just saying if he shows up, it'll be dope.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hollywood isn't that far away from Anaheim, so hey, Rock, come on.
But it's
Come
close to the
down.
Staples Center.
I mean, when
Damn it.
when The Rock came back to the Honda Center in Anaheim, I was shocked.
I was shocked too.
I
thought it was going to be.
I didn't see
I
it
was
coming.
actually. I think I was a senior in high school at the time, so I was crying. I think I was crying.
Now, right, we've given away Ryan's last name and age now on the
What?
well, you being a senior in high school in 2011 kind of gives away how old you are.
Not really. Some people can't do math. A lot of people can't do math. So
Math. You said math.
I said math.
I'm gonna catch it in the soundbite.
M-A-T.
I'm gonna catch it in the soundbite. I know I heard.
Math.
Pulling Mike Tyson.
Look.
But so yeah. So should we
And then we're gonna do what happens? What's our etiquette if we see a wrestler at the show? Obviously, we're not gonna say anything. I mean, we'll chant them
I'm gonna
and
say
whatnot.
stuff to them if I'm at the show. Yes.
Look, what are you gonna say to them at the show?
If it's Roman Reigns, I'm gonna go boo.
Yeah.
If John Cena, I'm gonna go you suck. Same with Kurt Angle. I hope we get to do the you suck.
Oh,
Maybe
you
a live
suck.
chance. I hope we go walk with Elias. Right?
Oh yeah,
I hope he has a little concert.
Yeah, he's
I hope we
gonna.
get to
yeah.
do Braun Strowman the
He's gonna-
hands up.
He's
I
gonna-
really hope
Get
Braun
these
Strowman.
hands.
I
Yeah.
hope Braun Strowman destroys somebody in our section.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Elias-
What
I
I
hope he
he
destroys.
Yeah, we can see
Ryan,
it.
I hope he destroys you in our section.
What?
That'd be hilarious. Wouldn't that be hilarious, Eric?
It would be fun.
Yeah.
See?
What?
Well, Elias-
Some conviction
well,
behind what he said.
Yeah, man, it would be.
Well,
fun.
Elias will always insult any town whatsoever, so he's gonna insult us. So let him do it.
No, then we're gonna boo him.
Yeah,
Should-
and we're gonna boo him back.
Should we go to the? Should we do what the WWE wants to do and boo? We should boo all the bad guys and cheer all the good guys.
No,
matter
I think we should boo and cheer whoever we want.
That's a
Do
good
we
point.
have to
Good
like?
point.
Are we gonna have to come up with plans for who we're cheering and who we're booing
I'm just
together?
gonna do whatever I want.
As a
Yeah, I'm
group?
doing the same thing.
I'm doing what I
I'm
want.
doing whatever I want.
I mean, I think when that
He's gonna cheer
first.
for all dark superstars.
Here's the problem, though. Here's what I'm afraid. Because I'm so conditioned to rising up. Like, when John Cena's music might hit, I may
John Cena.
I may initially be like, and then I'll be like, oh, boo. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's John Cena. Like,
oh no, the guy's dope. He's a great wrestler.
that music, when
Celebrity.
that music is awesome, though. I've been digging that music before everybody else got on that music, man. I've been
Absolutely.
telling y'all that music is dope.
Do you have the CD that he had back in 2005?
No.
I
you don't?
have his album.
You have
I
his
his album
album?
on my iPhone. Dude, it's the best thing ever.
It's a good album.
The Bad Man is a
I'm a
that
bad,
one,
bad
bad
man.
one.
Yeah, that
dope
is-
song. Best
You
song
saw that
ever.
video?
Yeah.
Remember you saw the video?
Video's interesting too. Yeah. But,
It's a parody of the A-Team. Yeah.
no, totally. But yeah, I think is that it?
Well, yeah, afterwards, if we see any superstars.
Well, that's
Let
your
me
own
let me
thing.
ask you a question. Which female roster
Here we go.
person on the Raw roster who you can shoot your shot at? Who you gonna
Shoot my
you
shot
can-
at?
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Yes.
Oh,
Time to end
damn.
the podcast.
you shoot your shot
Time
at,
to time.
or
time
you,
to-
or when you shoot your shot at any of the female Raw.
I don't know what
on the
you mean by
roster.
shoot your shot at that female, but that to me means something else.
Okay, like talk to him. Go up and talk to him. Are you gonna talk to? Well, we know we're not gonna
I'll
say.
talk to whoever I want.
We're not gonna say anything to Sasha.
I'm not
Banks.
I'm not gonna be like prepared with written script on who I'm.
I don't.
If I see Sasha, I'm gonna say these words to her.
I don't think they're gonna be coming out the same entrance where we go in the Honda Center. I think they got a
Well, obviously.
different
We're saying it,
passageway.
we're saying across. We're saying when we go eat at our location across the street.
We'll play it cool.
We'll play it cool.
Yeah.
And
It won't be the women's ring rats.
yeah, I'm. You know what?
Third time I just.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be as quiet as I possibly can because if I open my mouth and say anything, you know, it's gonna be like this dude's. This dude's.
You mean shoot your shot?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you
I'm,
shoot your shot at like Mandy Rose,
I don't want to shoot my shot at Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Although I like me some Sonya Deville.
she's a lesbian. That's too bad. You cannot do anything. You can't do. Look how disappointed he is. You can't see it, but he's so disappointed.
Why are you ruining my life right now?
I'm just stating facts.
I'm trying to live my
I'm
best
stating,
life,
I'm
man.
stating facts.
And you're ruining my best life right now.
That is not
I'm
fake
sorry.
news right there.
What
That
was
is straight facts. That Sonya Deville is a lesbian unless she's been lying to everybody her whole
Nick
life.
shooting that straight fire facts.
There it is.
Becky Lynch.
All comes back full circle right there.
All right, man. Good podcast.
Good
I
podcast.
can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait.
Elimination Chamber. I'm more excited for Monday Night Raw than Elimination
Well,
Chamber.
because we're going
obviously,
to it.
Yeah,
because
we're
we're
going
going
to
to it. And it's my first event, but you know, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Hey, man, spread the word to everyone about the ring generals.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, so I raise a glass.
Raise the glass.
glass.
And salute the
Salutes.
ring generals.
Absolutely. I'm Nick Nenad.
I'm Eric.
And I'm the RKJ Man.